In the process of teaching English, the formation of lexical skills is always of priority. When working on a model, practicing vocabulary is of utmost importance. Modern textbooks offer us vocabulary training models, but in the light of recent trends, active vocabulary as well as the topics of the models are repeated from grade to grade, according to the principle of spiral and continuity. Thus, having learned in the 5th grade, for example, the word creature, we meet it in both the 7th and 11th grades, but in a completely different context. So, one of our tasks is to continuously develop lexical skills, transforming passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. I divide this process into 5 steps, depending on the lesson objective, type, and place in the model. I want to present these steps within the framework of a regular working lesson focused on reading a thematic text. The first stage, actualization, usually takes place at the beginning of the lesson before the topic and objective are announced. We check and activate the previously acquired knowledge of students, motivating them to independently determine or guess what we will talk about today. What is the purpose of our lesson? That is, why do we need this and how can it be useful to us? To carry out this work, digital resource such as a Wordle.net will help, where we offer students a visual image with keywords. Looking at them, students remember previously learned words and draw a conclusion about the topic of today's lesson. I am more than confident that most of you are familiar with this program or a similar one, but nevertheless I want to remind you again since it is very effective at this step of the lesson. In the Wordle.net program, we form a figure from active vocabulary. Insert words. Choose a font. Its size, color, background color, shape. You can also offer students a rebus on the internet. There are many generators with a choice of different languages. We can simply enter a word and the program itself will offer you several options for rebuses. As you may have guessed, the topic I promised is Model the Animal World. The second step is the presentation. Introduction of new vocabulary for independent practice of some terms. For high school students, you can offer the program Vocabulary.com. It promises to remember the word being studied forever. In Vocabulary.com, we can get acquainted with the meaning of the word at an advanced level. Enter the word, get to know the meaning and pronunciation.
Echolocation.
We see words with similar meanings, different definitions, we can also try ourselves by performing a test on the use of the word in a sentence. Read examples of the use of the term from books and articles. See how often we can find this word in print media. Also check out the list of dictionaries and other literature that contains this term. At the application step, the WordSift.org, you can track the vocabulary directly in the text and also get acquainted with its semantic connections and receive visual support. When using the WordSift website, we can insert text containing vocabulary for further work in a special field. The program offers ready-made texts. It is also possible to insert text from Wikipedia. Keywords form a cloud. Styles can be chosen in different colors and shapes. Words can be sorted alphabetically or by frequency of use. And according to the specific of their semantic. We can focus on a certain word through WordNet and consider all possible meanings. You can also view the image by going to the encyclopedic dictionary. You can review the use of this word in a sentence within the above text. The consolidation step allows us to make sure that the student has mastered the vocabulary. This can be done through many applications for creating test tasks. You are probably familiar with applications such as Learning Apps, iSpring. The application BookWidgets.com works on the same principle. We start working in BookWidgets by registering via Google account. The task can be created in the form of questions, tests, quests, and etc. You can organize games in the form of puzzles, block diagrams, crosswords, bingo, and so on. The program also offers other features. As an example, the proposed tasks include filling in the missed word, crossword, and multiple choice tests. Usually after lesson, in reading and practicing vocabulary, a listening task is provided through which we can carry out formative assessment in the lesson. It is very difficult to select a thematic text for listening, and here all that is needed is a written text. The program naturalreaders.com converts itself into an audio file. By the way, this program is very convenient for preparing material for listening on topics for summative assessment, for model or term. Natural Reader is used to convert text to spoken language. Choose language, choose a speaker, female or male voice, Insert the printed text and listen.
Good morning. Today I am going to talk about the orca. The orca is a whale belonging to the dolphin family. It is a large black and white marine mammal with a dorsal fin, 2 pectoral fins, a fluke, a rostrum, a saddle, a blowhole, and lots of large teeth.
We can also add emotions and other effects.
They say when you were missing someone that they are probably feeling this.
What sunshine is to flowers, smiles are to humanity.
One disagreeable result of whispering is that it seems to evoke an
You ought to know that I am not to be trifled with.
I still get nightmares. In fact, I get them so often I should be used to them by now. I'm not. No one ever really gets used to nightmares.
And in conclusion, I just want to add that you shouldn't write off good old PowerPoint. And here you can create tests and flashcards. The old program has been familiar to us for a long time, but we don't use it all capabilities to the maximum. For example, we make a slide with a question, maybe with audio support, set up hyperlinks to answers, and done. Flashcards can also be supported with audio and visual support.
Sunrise. Morning. Noon. Afternoon. Evening. Night.